So when you watched the movie, what are you driven by?
Jacking off?
And when did you bust the biggest loads?
Yeah. When did you last jacket it blew your brains out? So, the premise of this is kind of a fugazi. It says the Careful Boys watch Inside Out 2 and tap into their emotions. We didn't really do that, but it was Anthony's idea, and he said this idea was gay. So take it away, Anthony.
Oh wow!
Wait, so we had homework.
Right.
We had to watch it first.
No, the point is let's take the premise, but let's break it down because at the end of the day, we sometimes need to tap into our internal emotions, right? Yeah. Inside Out 2. Do we understand the concept of the Inside Out movie, Disney Pixar?
No. What is that?
I saw it. These guys didn't see it.
What's Inside Out?
Okay, so
it's like Avengers 3.
No, that's when you finger bang a girl so hard, her internal organs pop outside of her vagina.
I bring this up because Inside Out 2 is the highest grossing Disney Pixar film, is passing Avengers, like it's the biggest movie of the year.
It's like Deadpool Wolverine.
But bigger.
You saw that.
I see, yeah.
So the idea of it in the very first Inside Out, right, is like you take your whatever protagonist and then inside their mind are a set of emotions that control them based off of their actual real world experiences.
Yes.
And the ones that are prevalent there in the very first movie are joy, which is encapsulated by
Trump rally.
That's the second character.
Anger, a little red furry hairy guy that's got fired, right? I think there's disgust, fear, which is if you have fear take over, it's like when you're doing something and that fear in you is the thing that is the right thing that should control you in that moment. And then the quote unquote antagonist or the problem of the film in the first one is sadness. So Joy never wants the girl that she's controlling in their mind to feel sadness, because you're like, sadness is a bad thing, but then you forget that sadness is the thing that gives you the concept of joy or the concept of love or why things hurt for a reason, blah blah blah, right? It's a beautiful concept.
Yeah, the contrast of it.
Yeah.
Gay. Thank you. Inside Out 2, highest grossing film of this decade or whatever the fuck, right? Just came out. It's doing very, very well. And that girl that you grow up, very similar to Toy Story, where you grow up with Andy, with Woody and Buzz and stuff like that. So the different progressions of his life are almost parallel to if you watched it as a kid. As you grow up, you're the same age as Andy. The concepts and the themes are relevant to you at that period. So Inside Out 2, now new mental or emotional characters get added because she's a growing teenager who graduates from junior high, needs to go to high school, wants to make the high school hockey team.
Does she smoke pot?
No, Disney Pixar.
Okay.
That being said, suddenly new things she just goes through puberty. Literally, a puberty alarm goes off, so they reconstruct the entire inside.
Does she get big fucking tits?
That's not it.
Oh my bad.
That changes. That changes a girl a lot.
You're not gonna get bullied.
Because they're hey, one day
from a room full of dudes. Let's speak on
they're
that.
treating me like a fucking little sister and daughter, and then the next minute they're trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
Exactly, it always happens. That being said,
it's like Cindy Sweeney, unless you're in Bart's house, I guess.
New emotions get added into the fray in her mind, right? And the main one that takes over is this orange one called anxiety, which again, that is such a brilliant concept because when we're kids, we don't really think those things. And then suddenly anxiety comes in. It's we need to have plan A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. Basically Bart without the fear, right? And it's you have to plan everything because otherwise, what if this happens? What if this happens? We need to imagine and fabricate this scenario just in case this happens. Yeah. Along with that comes embarrassment. Along with that comes boredom. And basically all these actual teenage type shit. Yeah. Very, very... It makes a lot of sense, right? And I remember I was watching this with Nina and her of age nephews and stuff like that. They're basically her age and stuff. And then we go out of the movie. It's a very good movie. And they're yo, dude, that makes so much sense. That resonates with me because anxiety is my core emotion.
Oh, as a junior high person.
Yeah. In general, actually, it's almost like horoscopes and shit. How certain emotions or whatever are you maybe identify with that as being your core leading emotion that is the basis for what your personality's foundation is off of. Other emotions obviously clearly exist, but maybe one is more in control than others.
I think I'm horny.
I actually feel anxiety is probably the majority emotion for everyone.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I totally understand why Bart would say that.
So no, because I feel I think we bathe in it so much we don't actually know. But if you think about it, your day to day is actually anxiety until the thing. So like, let's say I'm gonna ask Nikki for her hand in marriage. I need to talk to their pops, right?
That's a big day.
But
That's not a Monday.
I know, but still, but like this. So just hear me out. You're on the freeway. Am I gonna be late to work? Get to work. I'm on time. Oh, thank God, right? Or fuck, I have to talk to the boss now. I'm fucking 10 minutes late again. I have to order food. Oh fuck, is it gonna come in time? Where the fuck is the Uber guy? How come he's driving to the other opposite side?
No, but this is exactly why I think Bart totally resonates with that. I don't think everybody is driven by that.
No one feels that?
As the not no one.
I'm the only one that's fucking showering anxiety all day?
Honestly, I am. I feel that.
That's why I feel like everyone is, because I think everyone feels a level of anxiety.
Because Subin's like, is Trump gonna win? Is Trump gonna win?
No.
I think
That's not why.
I think most humans want equilibrium. And equilibrium is I think they misdiagnose and say I want happiness, but what they want is stillness. And so anxiety is one of the things that will manifest other things like the desire of happiness, because you're anxious and you want something to go away, so you chase happiness. Or let's say like you're anxious and then you want it to go away, so you go jack off.
Okay, so perfect segue. I titled this video, The Careful Boys Watch Inside Out 2 and Tap Into Their Emotions, semicolon, the last time we jacked it and blew our brains out. So it's just an option for you.
If you want to go down B.
Yeah, whatever you
I think Steve's driver is joy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think anxiety exists on very important days.
That's so true. That's so true.
But I also think, I think intensity is probably joy. And I think everyone probably experiences maybe lower intensity of anxiety, but I think duration, most people is in anxiety.
For the sake of this conversation, assume all of those emotions, everyone has them, they exist in the head.
Yeah.
Which one is mostly the driver?
Oh, driver. Okay.
Driver. They all are there.
Because I think we all bathe in anxiety.
100%.
But then I think that would answer the question of like.
Because you
that
go to McDonald's and you see 4 cars.
I don't have it.
Because you go to McDonald's, you see 4 cars, you're like, fuck.
Be like,
Right? That's like literally everyone's bathing in anxiety all day long.
Yeah.
I'll be legit. I don't have legit.
But some people go to
don't
McDonald's,
know.
you see 4 cars, and then immediately boredom kicks in. You're not anxious about the next thing you have to do. You're just more like, oh shit, and you sit there, you take out your phone, you're like,
Isn't that's an escape, right? Because now you're
that's
like,
not anxiety taking over in the context of this
Correct.
conversation.
It's a distraction, but it's not anxiety.
I think
Driven.
I think I understand what Bart's saying, but like to go back to the prompt, it's
he's
like
driven by
let's say anxiety, whatever anxiety is like.
Yes, he is.
Everybody will express a different remedy for the anxiety. So
Yeah.
what is the go-to, and that's the
Yes.
driver.
Yes.
So like regardless
Let's
if we are
get
driven
so
by
you blow your brain
anxiety
out.
or not, what is the remedy that is the go-to for the person? Mine might be anger, right? His might be laughing about it and joking about it. Everyone, it might be like I don't know,
Gay sex.
sadness or something. Or like deep thinking or reverting. One might revert back into themselves and stay quiet. Whatever it is, right? So what is the main driver of stimulus?
Subin is voting for Trump. Voting for Trump is.
He's voting for Trump because he
Okay.
thinks Trump is gonna save his anxiety.
So for the sake of it to be relevant to people who are watching that watch this, the first movie, right, is again there's joy, which is the driver of that movie, sadness, which is the main antagonist, and then there's anger, fear, and disgust. The second movie, when she gets older, has anxiety, which is the driver of that narrative,
yeah.
embarrassment, envy, and boredom. So those ones get added.
I'm bored hearing you talk about it.
Thank you.
I think you explained it very well.
yeah, I think I'm being driven by fear.
Fear of hearing more of Anthony talk.
See, driven by joy, 0 embarrassment. And that's a powerful thing.
No anxiety.
But the difference is he doesn't have anxiety, he has stupidity and stuff in there.
no.
Bart, I think it's driven by fear, bro.
who is?
You?
Me?
For
Or
you?
you are.
Me.
You're driven by fear?
In what way?
Let's go.
But I think the anxiety part, you know how you say we're drowning in anxiety.
We're not drown bathing in it. I think it's
Bathing in it.
everywhere all day
Sitting
long.
in it.
Bathing in it is because
First real
of
shit.
fear.
First real shit. Let's go.
Let's be real, right?
Let's go.
We're afraid of being late. We're afraid of losing.
Don't say we're, say you are. It's okay.
Because he's saying everyone has a different driver, that's why.
And everybody has. I also have fear. I also have anxiety. I'm just saying it's not necessary that everyone's driver.
It's not the
is
driving
same.
force.
Yeah.
Like some person might experience it every single day of their lives, while other people might sporadically do it throughout like the week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Bart said it better, but yeah.
What up, guys? Thank you for watching us for so long. If you like what we do, please support our Patreon. Joe, tell them what we have to offer.
So every week you get 2 videos. One never released director's cut, and another one 2 hot for YouTube, Patreon only. Every freaking week you get that. And you get access to our Discord where you can come chat with us.
And ask us questions that become episodes here because we're gonna answer them and we're gonna take it seriously and we wanna give you the responses that you want. So come stay connected with us, join our Patreon, click the description below for full details.
No, yeah. So back in, when I was younger, obviously when we were younger, you're driven by joy. All you were thinking about is the fun stuff, good stuff, right? But as you get older, obviously you're just driven by feel.
So when you watched the movie, what are you driven by?
Jacking off?
And when did you bust the biggest loads?
Embarrassment?
Two-parter. Yeah.
Yeah. When did you last jacket? It blew your brains out.
Steve has to read it
And
every
then
time.
what are you emotionally driven? And what are you emotionally
I
driven?
love how we gotta get vulnerable and then we cut it right off with a fucking cum spell.
It's just that you can't.
Yeah.
If you like.
Yeah.
It's there.
It is what it is.
I had some you could go ahead, but
All right, no, go
Okay.
ahead. I'm really thinking.
I thought you actually thought about to watch the movie.
I think he's doing a routine or something.
I made a realization
Can you relax for a
that
second?
my driving
You're
force.
driven by stupidity.
I had this talk with Hannah, right?
You're driven by embarrassment that nobody will laugh at your jokes. That's the actual truth.
Yeah, they always do. Eventually they
Are you feeling anxious?
No, I rarely feel anxious, but
Joe.
Mine is I had this almost exact conversation with Hannah. Mine is the disappointment in people. So it is triggered by family members and the way I was raised. I don't actually have a loyal family member that's been around for a long time.
When you say the disappointment people, are you talking about like you're driven by the idea of somebody might be disappointed in you?
No, I'm disappointed. They're gonna disappoint me. Like people that don't keep their promises, people that will abandon me, things like that.
What's the driving force?
So is that fear then? Fear of
Well,
disappointment?
there's a fear of
We're just trying to throw it in the category that makes sense. to the
disappointment.
context
Yeah,
of the movie.
I think, but it's a more specific, boiled down fear. Because I'm fearless when it comes to a lifestyle that a lot of people will be afraid of.
That's very true.
So it's not just it is a fear is the emotion, right? Because you're afraid of something that hasn't happened yet.
Then maybe it's more sadness.
I don't know if it's sad. Yeah, I guess
You'd
it's
be
a blend.
sad if you were disappointed
Yeah,
in
but
those people.
I don't know if there's like an umbrella. I think disappointment of people, I think is the more narrowed down one. Yeah. But it could be sadness, it could be insecurity, it could be fear, it could be all those different identities. But I think that when you basically we're all interacting with people, but it's really we're interacting with ourselves, right? Because like everything's a projection. Like when someone does something, you could take it the wrong way, but we're just a program and we're reacting to whatever habits we went through, right? So like let's say you did something that remind me of maybe my dad or whatever, and I get fucking pissed at you, and later I go, oh, actually that's not what Subin meant, but I'm pissed at him because my dad said something similar. But then it's like you create these things in your head, and I think I don't know if the movie is about that, but you develop those driving forces throughout life. Yeah.
And so yours is driven by, I guess, like protecting yourself from close people that could disappoint you.
Yes. Yeah. I would say that's probably why I have the ability to leave anybody I love, because it's a defense mechanism. So it's like I built a big barrier.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's painful, but then at the same time, I never got too close anyway.
So that means he's also maybe predominantly driven by joy, because he so desperately wants to not be driven by things that conflict with his joy.
The fact that he calls it an ability.
Yeah, if it's an ability to like cut something else out that will like take that away.
That's true.
But yeah.
Because like I think, for example, now.
But he's always been like this. He owns it the whole
Dude,
time.
Joy Jitsukawa for sure.
Joy.
I actually think I'm like very much so almost the definition of like even the movie's like plot line. I think because it's joy and anxiety that conflict. They both are drivers and they both want to drive, but then like the resolution. Spoiler alert.
Your wife getting fucked by another guy?
Can you relax real quick? I would rail Nikki in our concept, right?
I heard about
Anyways,
that.
so the spoiler alert is that they both recognize that none of those emotions are meant to be the driver. They're supposed to let the actual human be who they want to be versus being in control of what their core personality is.
Alpha.
They can't just be joy all the time.
The dog in you.
Anyways,
Point is, I think I'm driven by both joy and anxiety. And they're in conflict with each other.
Yeah.
I want to do things out of joy, but I'm very anxious of like wanting to and needing to, whether it be like be on time or please people or get the job done in the right way so that I am not embarrassing myself for other people or whatever.
That kind of makes sense, right? Like you do some things you do because it makes you happy, some things you do because you don't want to be sad, right? So it's kind of like a...
yeah.
And I have anxiety over that, so I think that's me.
I like that. Thank you for sharing that while we try to destroy. You try to destroy.
Yeah, I understand.
Do they explain what the core like things are? You know how some people would be like, okay, so it's like sadness, joy, happiness, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do they ever say that in the movie of what it is, or they just
What do you mean?
like how do you know that it's a joy and anxiety thing?
It's very
Like,
clear, like that they in that movie, in the first movie, for example, they make Joy kind of the leader, and everybody's always like, "Oh, Joy, you're so good at this," because as a kid, Joy is the leader.
I see.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
So
just-
it makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. And then as in the second movie, it makes sense that anxiety is the leader. That leads to embarrassment if you fail. That leads to envy if you don't do things right.
I see.
It's very fucking smart actually because it makes sense and that's literally what people go through.
I also think if you're an adult and if joy is the predominant leader,
You're an idiot.
yeah, you also have a huge tendency to become impulsive. And then because you can't control it. And I think the anxiety is kind of your brakes, right? It's like,
think of all the
don't just jump into
people-
that. Don't just take this drug. Don't just
That-
do whatever.
Yeah, think of all the selfish people that's left their families just because they're pursuing joy, or the people that like became drug addicts because all they care about is their joy. It's like
Right.
There you go.
it's a selfish.
Or
I
even
think
I'm
it's a
cheating on
selfish
my
pursuit.
husband because I'm not that happy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
So Nick, what do you feel like you're driven by based off of those?
Well, when I saw the movie, I was like, I relate to anxiety a lot. I feel
Yeah.
like that's my normal.
Oh, you saw Inside Out too?
Yeah.
It's a good movie, right?
Yeah, I think you explained it very well. But they also wrote like, yeah, like I definitely feel like anxiety is what I don't want to say drives me all the time, but I think it is alternating between that and joy because you are trying to find that balance. I think
Who isn't trying to chase joy?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought that Jeremy Jans explained it way better than Anthony, the guy who stands with the leather jacket in front of a red background.
That's your envy coming out of me again.
Jeremy James.
But I did think
Your
that-
envy is driving.
I did think you did a decent job, 20% what he did.
20%.
But I learned more about the movie from him because he's like, and I was like, wow, that's,
You have sadness issues that you need to resolve.
no, I can't because my grandfather's dead.
Hey, everybody in the comments though.
Anchor memory.
Everybody in the comments. What do you guys think Ryan is driven by?
Oh my God.
Based off of the Inside Out.
Joy, no?
No.
No.
Probably a fucking totem that he got out of a fucking chest in a haunted house.
This is all spooky.
Weird as fuck. A skeleton key. Oh yeah, fuck it.
Honestly, Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Honestly, probably can't.
He has a spirit telling him what to do, and if he doesn't follow,
You know it. You know.
That's how you keep it simple, baby. Keep it simple, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, but also
I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of a few things.
I respect everybody for sharing their authenticity, but semicolon part 2 of the video, like when was the last time you guys jacked off and
blew it hard
I gotta say,
last night.
me and Nikki had a really real conversation recently, which was really awesome. She was like, I had a fantasy recently that you were gonna do a certain thing to my face. And I was like, I would like that very much. If we did that.
Like, put a face mask on her.
Give her a kiss on her face, Joe.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And I was like, I haven't done that in a long time. And I was like, I'm willing to do that. And she's like, that would really turn me on a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I felt something wet all over, and then you're
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
oh, a kiss on the forehead, a here,
Wet kiss.
yeah, a wet one.
I feel like we should have ended the video like a minute ago.
No. Disagree.
Oh, cheers.
Dun, 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 dun,
But I'm-
dun, 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 dun,
What's that, Jurassic Park? What's that, Jurassic Park shit?
Oh shit! That's an F-14 in the air.
Sue's like, I'm not driven by anything. I fly.
Which one's Goose?
Maverick, no!
What the fuck?
Dude, what an exit.
Dude, Subi.